Hi, I'm Daisy.
And I'm Henry.
We're so glad you're here with us today.
Yeah, really glad. It feels nice, doesn't it? Just sitting together like this.
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes I think about the people listening to us, and I imagine them maybe sitting somewhere quiet, or walking, or just being. And I hope they feel safe here.
I hope so too, because that's what this is, a safe little space. No pressure, no rush, just us, talking softly about things that matter.
Today, we want to talk about something that, well, it's something Henry's been thinking about a lot lately.
Yeah, I have. And honestly, Daisy, I've been feeling a bit stuck.
Stuck how?
Well, you know how we've been learning English together for a while now? Reading, listening, practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I know a lot of words. I can read things. I can understand when people talk slowly. But then I go into the real world, you know? And suddenly it's like everything I learned just disappears.
Oh, Henry.
Like last week, I went to a coffee shop, a new one, and I stood in line and I was so ready. I'd practiced in my head. I knew what I wanted to say. But then the person behind the counter asked me something and I just froze.
What did they ask?
I think they said, for here or to go. But they said it so fast and there was noise and people behind me and I just pointed at a cup and smiled. And I felt so small, Daisy.
Henry, that must have felt really hard.
It did. Because it's not that I don't know English, I do. But using it out there in real situations, it's different. It's scary.
It is different. And you know what? What you're feeling is so normal.
Really?
Really. Because learning English in a quiet room with a book or a video is one thing. But using it in real life, that's a whole other thing. And the gap between those two things, that gap can feel huge sometimes.
It does feel huge.
But here's what I want you to know, Henry. And I want everyone listening to know this too. That gap, it's not a sign that you're failing. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. It's just part of the journey.
But how do I make it smaller?
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about English practice for real-life situations, not just learning words, but actually using them out there in the world. And let's do it gently, okay? Because this isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave in small ways.
Okay, I like that. Small ways.
So, Henry, tell me more about that coffee shop moment. What happened after you pointed at the cup?
Well, the person smiled at me. They were kind. They didn't make me feel bad. But inside, I felt bad. I kept thinking, why couldn't I just say something? Why couldn't I just open my mouth?
Because in that moment, your brain was trying to do a lot of things at once.
What do you mean?
You were trying to listen, understand, translate maybe, think of the right words, worry about pronunciation, worry about people judging you, all at the same time. That's exhausting, Henry.
It really is.
So your brain kind of shut down a little. It went into protect mode. It said, this is too much. Let's just survive this moment. And pointing at the cup, that was your brain helping you survive.
I never thought of it that way.
But here's the thing. The more you put yourself in those real situations, the less your brain will feel like it needs to protect you. Because it'll start to realize, oh, this is okay. We can do this.
So I just need to keep trying?
You do, but not in a harsh way, not in a force yourself way, in a gentle way, in a one tiny step at a time way.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. Let me tell you about my friend Anna. She moved to an English-speaking country a few years ago, and she was terrified of talking to people.
Really?
Really. She would avoid going to stores. She would order food online so she didn't have to speak. She felt so anxious all the time.
I understand that.
But then one day, she decided to try something small. She decided that once a day, she would say one sentence out loud to someone. Just one.
Just one sentence.
Just one. Some days it was, "Thank you," to the bus driver. Some days it was, "Good morning," to a neighbor. Some days it was, "Can I have this?" at a store.
That sounds manageable.
It was. And you know what happened? After a few weeks, those sentences started to feel easier. Her brain started to relax. And then she added a second sentence, then a third. And now she works in a place where she talks to people all day in English.
Wow.
But it started with just one sentence, Henry. One small, brave sentence.
I think I could do that.
I know you could. And here's another thing I want to talk about. The word comfort. Do you know this word, Henry?
I think so. It means feeling good, feeling safe.
Exactly. Comfort is that warm, safe feeling, like when you're wrapped in a soft blanket, or sitting with someone you love, or eating your favorite food. It's when you feel at ease.
I like comfort.
We all do, and when we're learning English, we spend a lot of time in our comfort zone. We read books we understand, watch shows with subtitles, talk to patient friends, and that's good. That's necessary.
But
Real growth happens just outside the comfort zone, not far outside, not in a scary, overwhelming place, just right at the edge.
like ordering coffee?
Exactly like ordering coffee. That's right at the edge. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's not impossible.
So I need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable?
In small doses, yes. And here's the beautiful thing, Henry. Every time you step just outside your comfort, that zone gets a little bigger. So things that felt scary before start to feel normal.
That makes sense.
Let me tell you about another friend. His name is Miguel, and Miguel was so afraid of making mistakes when he spoke English.
I'm afraid of that too.
Most people are, but Miguel's fear was so big that he wouldn't speak unless he was absolutely sure every word was perfect.
What happened?
Well, he was taking a class and his teacher gave everyone a challenge. She said, "This week, I want you to make at least 5 mistakes in English on purpose."
On purpose?
On purpose. She wanted them to see that mistakes aren't dangerous. So Miguel tried it. He went to a store and asked for 2 bread instead of 2 loaves of bread. He said, "I go yesterday," instead of "I went yesterday." He mixed up words, got grammar wrong, on purpose.
That sounds terrifying.
It was at first, but you know what he discovered? Nobody cared. People still understood him. They were still kind. And after that week, his fear got so much smaller.
Because he realized mistakes are okay?
Exactly. And here's what I want to say to you, Henry, and to everyone listening. When you practice English for real-life situations, you will make mistakes. You'll say the wrong word, forget grammar, pronounce things funny, and that's not failure. That's learning.
It's hard to remember that in the moment, though.
I know, but maybe we can practice remembering together. Maybe every time you make a mistake, you can think, "Good, I just learned something."
I can try that.
And let's talk about the word effort for a moment.
Effort?
Effort means the energy you put into doing something. It's the trying, the work you put in. Like when you study for an hour, that's effort. When you try to speak even though you're scared, that's effort.
So effort is the action, not the result?
Exactly. And in real-life situations, effort matters more than perfection. If you try to order coffee in English, even if you stumble over the words, you made an effort, and that effort is something to be proud of.
I never thought of it that way.
We're often so focused on the result. Did I say it right? Did they understand? But the truth is, just trying is already success.
That feels lighter somehow.
It is lighter. And speaking of lighter, let me tell you about something that helped me once.
What's that?
I used to get so nervous in real conversations that I would forget everything I wanted to say. My mind would just go blank. So I started carrying a little notebook.
A notebook.
A tiny one, small enough for my pocket. And in it, I wrote down simple phrases I might need. Excuse me, where is? Can you help me? I don't understand. Could you repeat that?
Like a safety net?
Exactly like a safety net. And you know what? Just knowing those phrases were in my pocket made me feel braver. I didn't always need to look at them, but they were there if I needed them.
That's really smart.
It's a way of being kind to you. Exactly. And they show the other person that you're trying, that you care about understanding them. People respect that.
What if I have to ask 3 times?
Then you ask 3 times. Or you can say, could you write it down? Or could you show me? There's no shame in finding different ways to communicate.
That feels less scary.
Good. Now let me tell you about a man named David. He worked in a restaurant and he had to take orders in English. And every day he was terrified he'd get an order wrong.
That sounds stressful.
It was. But his manager taught him something helpful. She said, after someone orders, repeat it back to them. Say, so that's 1 burger with no onions and a small fries. Is that right?
Oh, that's smart.
It gave him a chance to check, and it showed customers that he cared. And you know what? His confidence grew so much.
Because he had a system?
Because he had a system, and because people were patient with him. Most people are, Henry. When they see you're trying, they want to help.
I want to believe that.
You can believe it. And let's talk about another word, stuck. Earlier, you said you felt stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck means you can't move forward, like when a door is jammed or a wheel won't turn. You're trying, but nothing's happening.
That's how I feel sometimes.
But here's the thing about being stuck, Henry. Sometimes we feel stuck because we're comparing ourselves to where we think we should be, instead of seeing how far we've already come.
What do you mean?
You said you froze at the coffee shop, but do you remember a year ago? Would you have even gone into that coffee shop?
Probably not.
So you're not stuck. You're moving. Maybe slowly, maybe in tiny steps, but you're moving.
I guess that's true.
And every real-life situation you face, even the hard ones, they're all practice. They're all making you stronger.
Even the embarrassing ones?
Especially the embarrassing ones. Let me tell you about my most embarrassing English moment.
Really?
Really? I was at a party and I wanted to compliment someone's food. I meant to say, this tastes delicious, but I got confused and I said, this tastes disgusting.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. And everyone stared at me, and I realized what I'd said, and my face turned so red. But you know what? We all laughed. I explained what I meant, and it became a funny story instead of a disaster.
So even big mistakes can be okay?
Even big mistakes can be okay, because people understand that language is hard. And if someone doesn't understand that, if someone is mean about it, well, that says more about them than about you.
I'm going to try to remember that.
Please do. And Henry, I want to talk to everyone listening now. Can I do that?
Of course.
If you're listening to this and you feel scared about using English in real life, I want you to know something. You are not alone. There are millions of people all over the world who feel exactly like you, who stand in line at coffee shops with their hearts pounding, who rehearse sentences in their heads, who feel proud when they manage one small conversation.
That's true.
And I want you to know that every time you try, every single time you open your mouth and speak, even if the words come out messy, even if you make mistakes, you are being so brave.
You really are.
Because speaking in a language that's not your first language, that takes courage. It takes effort, and you're doing it.
Even when it feels hard?
Especially when it feels hard. And I want you to celebrate those small moments. When you successfully ask for directions, celebrate. When you introduce yourself to someone new, celebrate. When you understand a conversation, even just part of it, celebrate.
Don't wait for perfection to feel proud.
Exactly. Feel proud of the effort. Feel proud of the trying.
And you know what I'm realizing, Daisy?
What's that?
Real life situations, they're not tests. They're just life.
That's beautiful, Henry.
I mean, when I go to that coffee shop, the person behind the counter isn't grading me. They just want to help me get coffee. And if I stumble over my words, that's okay. We'll figure it out together.
That's exactly right. It's not a performance, it's communication. And communication is messy and human and beautiful, even with mistakes.
I feel a bit lighter now.
Good. And I want to leave you all with one more thought.
What's that?
Practice doesn't mean doing things perfectly. Practice means doing things regularly, with kindness towards yourself.
I like that.
So maybe this week you try one real-life situation. Just one. Order something, ask a question, say hello to a neighbor. Just one small thing.
And see how it feels.
And see how it feels. And remember, we're here with you, Daisy and Henry, cheering you on, believing in you.
Even when it's hard.
Especially when it's hard.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for listening, for trusting us with your time.
We'll be here whenever you need us.
In this soft, safe space.
Where mistakes are welcome.
And courage is celebrated.
Take care of yourself.
Be gentle with yourself.
And remember,
you're doing better than you think.
You really are.
Until next time.
Goodbye for now.
We're proud of you.